performing coach. And today's topic is a little bit triggering for some of you. And I hope that it's really going to open up your awareness. I hope that it's going to show you something that you can't see. But before we even get there, I want to acknowledge those of you that took the time to email me, to private message me about the email that went out yesterday, quoting the Bible. See, this is the beauty in this conversation right now, because I didn't even know the root of all evil is a quote that's misquoted from the Bible. But thank you for sharing that. And thank you for bringing it into my awareness. And thank you for allowing me to just share how valuable that actually is, because what I realized when people were messaging me, it's like our beliefs and our systems are so programmed that we don't even know sometimes what's the truth and what's the reality. So we're going to flesh all of this out today. One thing that I realized, there's 3 things you never talk about online. You never talk about religion, you never talk about politics, and you never talk about money. But guess what? I'm going to talk about all 3 today. And I'm actually going to show you how you can be in this conversation, even if it isn't your view. One of the things that I realized in my thousands of hours of personal development and training that was so insightful for me, it literally shifted everything inside of me, is that everybody has a view. And most people think that I see the world through rose-colored glasses, and literally I do. But the great thing is that we all see the world through our own personal view, our opinions, our beliefs. Those views, opinions, and beliefs are passed down generationally through our culture, through our religion, through our peer group, our family, our upbringing, and we all have a view. Now, you have a view, I have a view, 7.5 billion people in the world have their own unique view, but this is the problem. Instead of being curious about somebody else's view, what we do is we defend and protect and justify our view. We try and get people to see our view, but that's just not possible. You see this online, you see this with religion, with politics, the civil strife that's going on in the world. This is the way that we as ordinary human beings operate. But guess what? If you're watching right now, you're not ordinary, you're extraordinary. So this is what I'm going to encourage you to do. Listen through, and not necessarily to defend and protect, but to just see somebody else's view. Now, somebody sent me a message on Instagram the other day and said, stop being a false guru. I'm like, Tony Robbins did a special. I'm not your guru. It's like, even what I'm saying right now is not the truth. It's just my view. Now, what Max, my business partner, says sometimes, I'm going to give you a jacket. You're going to try it on. And today I'm going to say, I'm going to give you some glasses. Try them on. You might like them. You might not. And that's okay. But we get to be curiously engaged in another human being's view. Why did I talk about this in the beginning? Because if we don't talk about it, we get stuck here instead of really stepping out here in the conversation. We do this all the time with our partners, with our kids, so I just wanted to put that out there. And what motivated me to do part 2 of this Money Talk series? Well, I had a conversation with somebody last week, and she said, Tina, I have been waiting for a sign from God for the last 6 years, whether I should really step into coaching. And instead of judging that or putting her onto my map and my views, I got curiously engaged. And I said, well, before we get into that, just tell me, how did you hear about us in HPC? And she said, you were everywhere I looked. Like you were on YouTube, you were on LinkedIn, your ads were popping up. It was like I couldn't get away from you. And I said, consider that your sign. She just had this like light bulb moment. And I said, so tell me a little bit about your business, where you're at. And then she said something that got me really curious, right? Not judgment. Like it was something that I was like, oh, this isn't my view. So when I see somebody's view, instead of getting defensive or protecting my view, I get curiously engaged. And you can do that too, write it down. So I got curious, and she said, I've been kind of coaching for free for a long time. And I said, okay, so why are you doing that? And she said, because it's God's will. It's not right for me to collect to do good in the world. And so I started asking some more questions to just really get over on her map. And then as we were talking and as it was starting to unravel, she said something and she saw something. She said, I've been so programmed by my culture, by my faith, by my religion, by my peers, my family, that I literally feel like it's bad, it's wrong to ask for money doing what I love. And so she saw that it was just something that was like taught to her. You just give, and you don't receive. And I said, what's that been like for you? And she said, it feels really terrible. And so anyways, in this powerful conversation, just by her sharing, by me getting curiously engaged in what's going on in there, I realized if this is happening to her, I wonder if it's happening to others. I wonder if others are really stuck because their views, opinions, and beliefs are so ingrained that they make themselves wrong for accepting money in exchange for the value that they're giving. So this is why I entitled this, like, maybe money is part of your spiritual path. So let me explain what I said. And in my email, I said, money is the root of all evil. You know, there's a whole bunch of sayings and beliefs about money that have been programmed into our brain for centuries, generations, thousands of years, that simply are not true. Money has gotten a really bad rap. But consider this. You are here because you want to do good in the world. There's something inside of you that you really believe that you have a purpose. You have a gift. You have something to offer the world. And you believe in helping others. You believe in doing maybe if your religion says God's will, or, you want to connect to source, whatever you call it, the universe, source, you know that there's something inside of you that you want to give. But then there's something that kind of has you put on your brakes when it comes to money. And I say that maybe money is part of your spiritual path. Maybe living a life of abundance is part of your spiritual path. And all of those beliefs that we've been programmed have actually stopped us from stepping onto our real path. There's so many coaches. I've coached thousands of coaches and had conversations with even more. And one of the things that I know always holds them back, they're like, I really want to do coaching. I really want to step into my purpose. And I want to discover like what else is there. But what is stopping them is money. Fear of money, fear of spending money, fear of collecting money, fear of success, and it all boils down to money. Money stops them from living into their purpose. Now, when I say that, living into their purpose, it's like some people say, I need to go find my purpose. I say, what if it's not something to find? What if it's something to discover through actions? And what if the action you need to take to step closer to your purpose is being halted, stopped because of your beliefs about money? Now, what if that's the only thing stopping you from having this life that you get to create, this life of abundance? So just think about that for a second, right? How many times do we get stopped by doing life because of money? I can't go on that vacation because I don't have the money. I can't do this because I don't have money. See, we need money to survive. That is the truth. That's one thing we all know. Unless you live in a forest, live off the land, live off the grid, which some people do. Most of us need money to survive. And when we are stopped by it, in essence, what we're doing is we're stopping ourselves from living into our spiritual path, into our purpose, into something greater than us. And that is what spirituality is. However we want to discuss it, if you're religious or you're universal or you talk about the source or the divine, what we know in our hearts that there's something more. Now, my question is, how long are we going to allow ourselves to animate object, this paper that has so much meaning attached to it. And the next couple sessions, like next week and the week after, I'm going to talk about the emotions and how to transform those emotions and the blocks and how to discover your block. But for today, just consider that, the one thing that's stopping you is the one thing that you might need to serve that something greater than you. Now, what people say is, money changes people. That's one of the common beliefs. Money doesn't actually change people. Money brings out what's already there. If you're greedy and selfish and you have more money, you will continue to be greedy and selfish and have more money. If you're generous and giving, when you have more money, you will be more generous, more giving. Money it doesn't have that power to change people. It really doesn't. And now people that don't have money, that see people with money, sometimes they judge them. You changed. Ever since you had money, you've changed. Your personality's changed. But consider that's the filter that you're looking at them through. I don't know if it's the truth, but sometimes when we have this belief playing in the background, we look for evidence that it's true. Like if somebody shows up with a fancy car or new clothes, oh, it's changing you. You look different. Well, hello, we're not static. We're not meant to be the same. We're supposed to evolve. We're supposed to change. But notice how people make that a bad thing. See the filter, the glasses, sometimes they're not rose colored. Sometimes they're filtered with judgments. And so I just want you to recognize, what shows up for you when you see somebody who is maybe successful or maybe has what you want. Are you sitting there and saying like, oh, I wish I could be like that. I wish I could be more like this. I wish stop wishing because you can have it, but it's going to take something. It's going to take an energetic shift. It's going to take you recognizing all the patterns that you've been adopting for a very long time. It really does take something. Now, somebody else says, like money is bad or money makes people do bad things. It's like, the whole analogy. If you have a knife could be used for good or a knife could be used for bad. You could eat your dinner at the table, cut your food, and the knife is really great. But if you use the knife to stab somebody, it's not so great. Is it the knife or is it the person holding the knife? See, the knife doesn't actually have that power. People do. Human beings do. Just like guns kill people. No, guns don't actually kill people. Now, if you got triggered by that, okay, just notice it, right? Just put on my glasses for a second. It's the people holding the guns that use it for bad. But we can use money. We can use things for good. But we got to just recognize, we got to be aware of what is playing in the background. Okay, so consider that when you are in full alignment with whatever your belief is, if you have religious beliefs or source beliefs or the universe, when you exchange what you have to offer with money, what you're doing is you're actually saying, I'm open to the abundance that the world has to offer me. I'm open to the abundance that God has given me. The universe has given me, source has given me. Energetically, when you're open to receiving money, guess what? You're also open to receiving clients, love, generosity, all of those things, right? They're not separate. When you're open to receiving the gifts will come your way. The law of attraction, some people say the law of attraction is BS. But I think that there's something behind this law of attraction. It's an energy that we put out in the world. And our energy surrounding money is actually having us putting on the brakes to receiving more. Now, if you're watching live right now, what are you hearing for yourself? What are you getting for yourself? And I know this is a little bit different because usually there's like a direct, like do this, do that. I'm not really going to do that this week. I just really wanted to open up your awareness to see, the three things. One, money all brings out what's already there. Now, if you're afraid that you are a selfish, greedy person, I can see how the money would impact that, right? Like I'm going to be more selfish, more greedy, but most of us here, I don't think internally believe that about ourselves. We believe ourselves to be generous, open, loving. The other thing is we get to be in full alignment with our purpose in life, our mission in life, and that the world is abundant. And the third thing is that money can be used for good or bad, but you get to choose. You are in the driver's seat. You have the power over that. And my one request is, what is it going to take for you to shift your beliefs about money so that you can show up doing what you do best in the world, changing the world? So many people are like, I don't want to be salesy, Tina. I don't want to talk about money. I don't want to have money goals. It's like, listen, it's okay. I know so many people that are multimillionaires that give so much back. You know, one of the things, we have a workshop coming up in a couple of weeks, and we charge money for the workshop. Now, some people have said, well, why? Why don't you just do it for free? Why don't you give your workshops away for free? Like, isn't that a little greedy, or is that selfish? I'm like, no, because the proceeds for our workshop, we give to B1G1. We give e-learning to children in rural India. Why do we do this? Because we believe in giving back. We get and we receive, and we give and we receive. That's the way that it works. You know, and I remember what it was like to start receiving. You know, I worked hard, grinded for the last 5 years trying to build a business. And some days, actually for years, I worked for free. Now I ask coaches, how long would you be willing to go to a 9-to-5 job, a corporate job, and not get paid? Would you say that it's God's will or the universe's will to just show up freely with your time and not get anything in exchange? No, it's just a limiting belief. But as coaches, sometimes because we love doing what we do, we could do it for free because we don't even feel like we're working. That's a great thing. Imagine if more people had that in their life, if they got to create the life that they wanted to live, if they got to choose their path, and maybe the path isn't being a teacher, you know, even though we go to school for those jobs, but maybe our path is something different, but we're allowing ourselves to hold ourselves back because of fear of the unknown, fear of money, fear of what ifs, fear. What if we got over that? What if we got over that? What would life be like for all of us to just do what we love and receive the gifts of doing what we love and seeing the value that we have to offer the world? Is because we've been doing life. One thing I know about coaches that have really, really shady pasts, really vibrant, like they've been through some stuff, they've been through traumas. One thing that makes them amazing is because it took an incredible amount of strength and courage to get out of the current situation so that they could give it away to others. Now, most people can do what you've done. They can spend years doing it, years of training and development and books and self-help and all of that stuff, or they can work with you and get results quicker. See, that is the actual exchange of value. You're going to save them time. You're going to save them money. You're going to save them heartache. You're going to help them speed up where they're going, stepping into their life's purpose. Now imagine you're the one. Every single one of you on here that's watching this, whether you're watching it live or you're watching it, you are the one. You might not see it. You might not feel it. You might have some doubts. You might have some beliefs. But if you were willing to believe that you are, how would you be showing up differently right now? If you really believe that you are the one that's going to transform thousands of lives, would you let money stop you? Would you let your beliefs stop you? Would you let your ethical dilemma of like, I'm too new and I don't know and I can't, and would you let that stop you? No, you wouldn't. But see, it starts with a belief. It starts with a seed. And whether you're triggered or you're empowered or wherever you are right now, it's perfect. My ideal clients will be triggered. and they will be willing to look, and they will be willing to see a new view and try it on. And this is what we do with our clients every single day. It's not the truth. Nothing I say is the truth. It's just my view. It's just based on my experiences, my beliefs. And they might not be the same as yours, and that's okay. And your client's views might not be the same as yours, and that's okay. But we get to be curiously engaged in another human being's view. We get to see their map, their life, and help them maybe shift a little bit so that they can start living a life of abundance, a life of freedom, impact. They get to create it, but they can't create it if you're stuck or stopped. They can't create it if you're stuck or stopped. So you got to get the hell out of your own way. You got to be willing to look to see what's getting in your way. You got to be willing to be bold, courageous, and take new actions that get new results. So anyways, I know I've been here for 20 minutes and I said it's like I'm going to be snappy, but I just want to know what you're hearing, what you're getting for yourself, what are you taking away, and what is like one little action that you can take as a result of like just seeing that it's just energy, it's just money, it's just beliefs, and that we can take new actions. So let me know if you're really stuck with money, like you've been living in scarcity, you've been living in lack, you're repeating old programs from your family or your culture, or your upbringing, and you are ready to break free, you are ready to break through and do whatever it takes to change your current situation. See, because where you are right now is not where you're heading when you're willing to be unstoppable, unconstrained, unleashed. Everything is available for you. So if that is you right now and you're like, I'm ready, let me break these chains. I'm tired of living in scarcity. I'm tired of grinding. I'm tired of working for nothing. I want you to book a call with our team. I'm on calls. I don't know for how long, but I'm on calls. Maybe you might get me, maybe you might get Nina or Max or Ryan, but we are here to support you and help you break free from what is getting in your way. See, because our mission is to serve the evolution of the human race by empowering coaches just like you to transform the world. See, we can't serve our mission without you. And this is why it's so important for you to get the hell out of your own way. Lovingly. Anyways, I love you guys. I'll see you back next week. I'm going to talk about these money blocks, and there's 4 of them that are getting in your way today. I'm going to help you transform them so that you can see them, touch them, and let them go so they no longer stop you. Okay, anyways, love you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.